Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. I'll tell you, the type of video decks people send me sometimes, it just ceases to amaze me what terrible shape these things are in. I mean, my God, I've never seen people abuse video equipment like TV stations do. Television stations beat the hell out of this stuff. Case in point, you can see on this particular housing how it's all cracked to shit. All right, this is a J-30 SDI video output, Betacam, multi-Betacam playback format, digital Betacam as well. This is one of the decks of the 3/4 Umatics on a big pallet of 10 other decks that I got from a television station in Ohio. They shipped me this one last minute because they wanted this one fixed as well. This is a multi-format player. Similar to the decks that I got in my living room, but this is more of a slimmed down version. To be honest with you, these are complete pieces of shit. I would not even want one of these, but there's people out there that really want these because they don't weigh much. They're very lightweight, and they could play several of the formats. These things are notorious for repair, folks. Stay away from these decks. They're complete pieces of shit. I wouldn't buy one. I don't even want one of these. I have the heavier duty units. You want the heavy units. Those are the ones that are built for production and videotape playback, aggressive playback with tapes, that type of thing. These things are like disposable razors. They're complete pieces of shit. I would never, ever buy one of these. Anyways, for anybody, but like I said, they're good for people who don't do much traffic with Betacam SP or this type of format. So, but the type of work I do, these are not suitable for me. But anyways, here's another deck I got. It's a J-30. It needed serious repair. So let's walk you through it. We did get it fixed. As you can see, I'm running a tape on this now. And I'll tell you, I get some of the most pieces of junk on the planet. And it just, people are just, oh my God, it's just like when you got equipment like this, you can't beat the living hell out of it. Anyways, the color bars, color lockup is insane on this deck. Very nice. And so let me explain what was wrong with this damn thing. First of all, this thing was dropped. They broke the loading carriage. When they broke the loading carriage and they dropped it on the faceplate, it broke part of the circuit board on the control panel, which I had to swap out with another one that I had. And the audio card on it was no good. And of course, the functionality card, this is the card that actually does your fast forward, rewind, and all your mechanism system features of the deck for the system. This thing wasn't working in fast forward mode, so automatically identified the card was bad. So I changed out 1, 2, 3, 4 things on this deck. It was in pretty bad shape. I mean, bad shape. I mean, this thing was dropped. It was abused. They broke the loading carriage. They broke the front panel. Thank God they didn't break the plastic bezel. They just broke the circuit board behind the bezel. So I had to replace that. Loading carriage, systems card, and audio card. The audio card was okay. It was just not producing audio on the right channel, and it was just doing it on the left, meaning one of these ICs on the board itself is shorted out in most cases. And of course, as you can see, both channels are now playing on this thing. So this deck is working really well. Let's see here. This is a digital Betacam test tape I have. So let's see if we get any audio on this thing. It plays audio in some spots it doesn't. It's a test tape I got from a customer. But it's a really beautiful tape. Great scenery. Done on digital Betacam. This is a digital Betacam tape. So anyways, we did get the deck working right. And like I said, I do have parts lying around for these decks. I do have a box of various different parts. And I have extra decks that are just sitting around that I could grab parts to fix these decks. And for most situations, you buy this off of eBay, you'd be stuck with it because it absolutely has to be repaired. Again, guys, I warn anybody who buys anything on eBay. If like I said, if you don't know a technician like myself, And you're going to be spending more money to have it fixed if you pay a high price for these decks. These decks are going $800 and more on eBay. Guys, these things don't work. You're going to either return it for your money or get ripped off or have to get it repaired, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So I am not a fond favorite of this deck or these type of decks. These are the J series. They're disposable Betacam multi-decks, disposable razors in my opinion. They're made very, very cheap, very thin steel and everything else. But I had to replace a gob of things on this thing that was bad. Loading carriage, front control panel, circuit board, systems card, and audio card, which was also bad on it. So just want to show you guys the repair. We did get this thing working pretty good. So we're going to run it through its paces one more time. Now this is playing a digital tape, and this is looking really nice. So I happen to have spare parts for it, and this is not like this doesn't happen to me every day. I mean, this is a once in a while thing. I get lucky, and as you can see, good audio. So color bars have great audio, so that tells me both tracks or both right and left channel are working on this thing. So we got the audio working now, got the video playback working now, and we got got the video and loading and everything else. You hit stop, it should eject just fine. Beautiful, that's what it's supposed to do. And load. All right, now let's talk about the last part about these decks that I want to point out. Some people, they'll make comments about these particular decks, and I want to point out something that I think you guys are going to like a lot, and that's basically these things do not have what's called adjustments. I mean, as you can see, there's no boards here. It's it's a portable unit. So when I talk about SDI and using time-based corrector, this would be a deck that you would go SDI out, okay? You go SDI out into a time-based corrector, into a scope out the signal, and then you would do to a capture card on a computer or whatever. On the bigger units, the gentleman who made a post about, it's redundant to use an SDI time-based corrector since most decks do have time-based correction cards on it. That's very true, but there's a lot of small decks that are very micro like this with no adjustments that you can make on them, and they have SDI out, and you can't be fiddling around with these real micro decks like these. It's always good to have a time-based corrector coming out of these, especially if it's SDI, because of the fact it's never going to hurt. And like I said, I've done it both ways. It makes no difference, guys. I've been doing this for years. So, like I said, if you have a time-based corrector card built into the unit that you have, you can make adjustments and go that route. But personally, I think analog and SDI, you should use time-based correctors coming out of it. And if you Google it, all engineers confer to what I say. You do need time-based correctors no matter what decks you're actually using. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.